Tonight after the game, a lawsuit is looming in the untimely death of a Hickory father of two. Philip Paxson died when he drove his Jeep off a bridge that collapsed about a decade ago. Queen City News anchor Morgan Francis heard from the family's attorney today and is in the studio with what they're investigating.
They're looking into everything, the GPS companies that showed that this was a viable road and who is actually responsible for repairing the bridge. They stressed today that this is going to be a long process.
I just don't want people to think, or it to go down as just another accident. I want, some answers and not just excuses.
A week and a half ago, Philip Paxson left his daughter's birthday party and never made it home. It was raining much harder and was dark when he drove his brand new Jeep over a bridge that's become known as the Bridge to Nowhere after it collapsed almost 10 years ago. It's never been fixed.
There will be a lawsuit that is filed. A hazard like this should have been immediately corrected.
Now Paxson's family has hired wrongful death attorneys to investigate who's at fault.
The owner really had three choices when this bridge flooded out. They could have fixed the problem, they could have barricaded the hazard, or they could have ignored it, and they chose the dangerous option.
But Queen City News has discovered finding the true owner responsible for bridge maintenance might not be as easy as it sounds.
It certainly is a complicated history, as I'm sure you know. We know that this dates back to at least the 1960s, and we've seen property records from the 1980s talking about the private ownership and maintenance responsibilities for the bridge. Since that time, we've seen some attempted deed transfers. So we are actually going to work with real estate counsel to find the answer to that question.
Monday night, attorneys sent demands to GPS companies to remove this section of 24th Street Place Northeast as a viable road option on their platforms. While divers haven't yet been able to find Paxson's phone, his search history has been helpful.
The answer is yes. We have information that he did on the night of the incident program into his phone GPS coordinates.
What started as shock and sadness has turned into anger and disbelief that this had to happen to a guy everyone seemed to love.
Funny, he was like a prankster. He just had this gift to connect with people.
You can tell that he was such a sweet guy. The family's attorney tells us they have 2 years to file a wrongful death lawsuit, but first they obviously have to determine who they're going to sue, and determining the responsible party could take weeks or even months. In the studio, I'm Morgan Francis, Queen City News.